Your thoughts are real. Your thoughts are real. You and you alone are responsible for your own reality. You are the sum total of everything you've imagined yourself to be. If you've accepted in your imagination that you are ugly, you will feel ugly. If you've accepted in your imagination that you are lucky, you will perceive the world as always going your way. Your world, your happiness, your sadness, your closeness to your concept of God, your wallowing in self-pity, all of these experiences are not only up to you, but created by you. The power is within you. I believe this is what was meant when the Pharisees asked Jesus when the kingdom of God would come, and he said, the kingdom of God does not come in such a way as to be seen. No one will say, look, here it is, or there it is, because the kingdom of God is within you. So the power is within you. It is literally your decision what kind of world you wish to experience. If all of the literature of the world religions is correct, and all of what we call reality is really illusion, then we should consciously design our attitudes to enhance not only our happiness, but the evolution of our very souls. As Dr. Ramurti Mishra states in his excellent book, Fundamentals of Yoga, our present life is the result of suggestions during our previous life, and our future life will be the result of present suggestions. If you want a good, successful future life and enlightenment, command your subconscious mind by enlightening suggestions. Well, how do you do this? Think perfect thoughts. Think perfect thoughts. Now, that's not so easy sometimes, is it? But that's the goal. Think perfect thoughts. What does this mean? It all comes down to understanding and living in the ideal states of mind that describe your own deeply personal concept of God. Now, you may or may not feel at ease with the word God in today's American culture, but we all have our own concept and feelings toward the outward expression of at least God-like qualities, such as love, forgiveness, truth, and compassion. The more work I do with reincarnation, the more real God's essence becomes to me. To attempt to take on these qualities in your own daily life is to endeavor to think perfect thoughts, or to walk the spiritual path. If you can do this, you can literally create your own God-centered reality. This is true because your thoughts are real. They're like building blocks, and you are the architect, foreman, laborer, and owner of what you build. Take great care in what you build because you live in it now and throughout eternity. There seems to be a constant message throughout the religious esoteric literature, at least, that states that if you want to change the world, first change yourself. When you look for ugliness and injustice, you will find ugliness and injustice. When you look for beauty and truth, you will find beauty and truth. When you live in a divine world by looking for divine qualities, you live in a world that is divine. This gives more practical meaning to the first commandment, thou shalt take no other gods before me. In other words, don't look first for money, sex, status, admiration from your fellow man, but look for God in everything. Look for the divine qualities everywhere. Now that's pretty tough to do. There are so many negative thoughts that flow in our minds every minute. How is it possible to train our mind to overcome them? One method is told in this Chinese saying: to overcome pride, be humble. To overcome hate, be loving. To overcome selfishness, be generous. To overcome excitement, be calm. To overcome ignorance, use knowledge. To overcome evil, be good. To overcome restlessness, meditate. Finding peace in meditation, you shall find all things that you craved. On yet another level, we could be simply saying, change your attitude, or think positive. That's true. That is definitely part of it. Now, we have all known people who, because of their mental attitude, have made themselves miserable failures, and others who have made themselves great successes. Notice that each makes himself. No one else is to blame. We each make our own success or failure. We all know people who drag around looking for the next time the world's going to stomp on them. They play the old Ray Charles record, Born to Lose, every waking minute. What a miserable waste of energy. You must come to the realization that you are responsible for making you sad. You are responsible for making you depressed, and you are responsible for making you a success. You can't hide behind being born on the wrong side of the tracks, or being born in the wrong colored race, or not having the brakes, or. It's a cop-out. The only one feeling sorry for you is you. There are much better programs to play in the subconscious than cancerous self-pity. The first and most important program to establish is I can change. I can change. If you believe that you were born with a bad temper and will always have a bad temper, you will. You'll not be disappointed. It'll stay with you forever. If, however, you believe you can change, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. It's as simple as that. I've had people come to me and say, well, Dr. Hollowell, I have this problem with introversion. How can I become more outgoing? First of all, I tell them very clearly I'm not a medical doctor or a psychiatrist, but a fellow who's read some and learned some and is a pilgrim on the spiritual path, searching for the answers like everybody else. I may then encourage them, in terms of hypnosis, to imagine how they would feel as if they were, quote, normal, unquote, and then go ahead and act that way. Hypnosis could also be used to enhance and support this different role or self-image that they're now trying to relate to. It's quite easy. Most of our problems are so simple, but we seem to demand that we mountain climb over molehills. This leads to another very good positive program. Always think what you have to do is easy. And I shorten that down in the inductions to everything is easy. Everything is easy. Everything is easy. You are probably becoming aware that all of our concepts of what is real is simply the pre-programmed focus of our imagination, and that that program can be changed. The very loving Master, Paramahansa Yogananda, stated that most of the world is like a mental hospital. Some people are sick with jealousy, others with anger, hatred, and passion. They are victims of their own habits and emotions. Most everyone instinctively believes that these programs can be changed, or at least influenced, or a parent wouldn't bother disciplining his children, a minister wouldn't waste his time preaching to the congregation, or companies wouldn't throw away their money on advertising on television. When it comes to choosing examples of positive and negative programming, I frequently speak of the sports world, where life is so speeded up and condensed into a few moments of intense energy. Having played and coached professional baseball in the Los Angeles Dodger organization, I've had the opportunity to see many vivid demonstrations of players who are deeply convinced of their own inevitable success and succeed. I've also seen many convinced of inevitable failure and go the other way. Tommy Lasorda, the manager of the Dodgers, uses the phrase constantly that you gotta believe. You gotta believe. This could in essence be a forward summary of hypnosis, or even reality for that matter. What is obviously meant is that you have to believe in yourself. Lasorda's continuous use of this phrase, no matter how monotonous it became, was a powerful driving force with many of the players. This attitude has been called many things in sports, from psyching up for the game to being aggressive, getting tough, or being a pressure player. It can all be summarized as you have to believe in yourself. You can do or become whatever you believe. Find your self-imposed limitations and then go beyond them. Another example of the power of positive programming in sports is Tom Seaver, former pitcher with the New York Mets and now with Cincinnati. I had the pleasure, it was actually more of an experience than a pleasure actually, of catching him one season before he signed with the Mets. At that time, Tom was one of our better pitchers, but he wasn't our best. However, his attitude was fantastic. He believed, really believed, that he was better than any hitter that came to the plate. When he got in a jam, he threw harder. When bases were loaded, he threw even harder than that. He dared hitters to get up there because he believed. He really believed in himself. An attitude like that is contagious. When I was coaching in the Dodge organization, it would have been worth any 10 players to have a man like Seaver who has this contagious enthusiasm and belief in himself on the same ball club. Whatever he's being paid right now, he's worth it. Another example of strong, positive, repetitive programming, again in the sports world, is the coaching techniques of Rod Dedeaux, baseball coach at the University of Southern California. He would constantly repeat to the team that every day in every way we get a little bit better. Now, it wasn't until later, when I entered the field of hypnosis, that I rediscovered this very powerful program as the one used by the famous French hypnotist Émile Couillet at the turn of the century. As a player at USC, I recall clearly how we all eventually believed that we did get a little bit better every day. And doggone it, as we believed it, it actually happened. Now you may say, well, that's fine, but how do I get this belief or this new positive program myself? Or more specifically, how do I start de-hypnotizing myself from a loser to a winner, or from average to better or better to best? More importantly, for most people, though, how do I sweep away the negative thoughts from my consciousness and program in divine ones, such as forgiveness, compassion, and love? What does this have to do with reincarnation anyway? In response to these questions, you first need to understand that all beliefs can be modified through the use of vivid imagination with hypnosis. In terms of reincarnation, the reality you are creating for yourself daily determines who you are and who you will be in your next incarnations. Arm yourself with knowledge to improve yourself. As Mayor Baba so simply stated, live not in ignorance. Do not waste your precious lifespan in differentiating and judging your fellow men, but learn to long for the love of God. Do not close your mind to the enormous building potential of the mind itself. All through the Edgar Cayce life readings, for example, it was repeated that the mind is the builder. The idea that man shouldn't investigate the mind is the same logic that says man should never fly because God didn't give him wings. It's not knowledge that is dangerous, but ignorance. Examine knowledge openly and objectively. If something really harmonizes way down in your guts and you believe it to be true, embrace it. If later it is not true, it will spit itself out. In other words, develop the program to stay open to new knowledge. Stay open to new knowledge. Possibly the first bit of new knowledge to open yourself to is to relate to the subconscious mind as a computer, and then to take a very close look at your very deeply personal subconscious programs. Be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Ruthlessly honest. These programs may govern your attitude and behavior towards such things as survival, sexual gratification, worldly power, status, money, parenthood, religion, business, truth, death, and maybe the reasons for being alive at all. You should carefully examine where these subconscious programs got started. From your parents, friends, church, television. Are they appropriate in that they fit with the available facts? Do they seem to be intuitionally true? Do they feel true? Do they offer positive growth in your life? Do you like them? Or do you want to change them? You may quickly discover many of the programs you've been playing all these years just don't fit anymore, and that they are hindering your personal growth. Now what? This leads to the surprising awareness, once again, that the next step is to dehypnotize yourself from relating to your negative subconscious programs. I believe it was Mark Twain who said, "It's not that people are ignorant, it's that they believe so much that ain't so." That's true for all of us. When did I start believing I was ugly, or had an aptitude for gardening, or was an introvert, or had bad luck, or could do anything I really wanted to do, or was stubborn, or? All of these are simply programs, belief systems, or tape loops in the subconscious computer, placed there with vivid imagination. In other words, they're illusions. And for that matter, the whole world as we generally think of it is illusion, because only our thoughts are real. Only our thoughts are real. And if only our thoughts are real, don't waste them on running yourself down, criticizing other people, carrying the heavy loads of vengeance or hatred. Decide what you want. Decide what you want, not what you don't want, not all the negative things. Decide what you want. I don't mean physical wants as much as mental or spiritual wants. If you want to live in a world of love and forgiveness, you must create and demonstrate love and forgiveness from within your own heart. As Meher Baba said of love, love and coercion can never go together. True love is unconquerable and irresistible. It goes on gathering power and spreading itself until eventually it transforms everyone it touches. Like Tom Seaver's passionate belief in his own ability that lifts other people up and out of their doldrums, it seems that all strong belief systems are contagious. Meher Baba speaks of the strong emotion of love as transforming everyone it touches. Whatever belief systems you are playing or will choose to play in your subconscious in the future will spread to all those around you to the degree of the strength of your emotions. So take the time to carefully select your own belief systems. Weigh them. You can use your subconscious computer to seek the divine qualities in an effort to spread kindness, spread love, forgiveness, compassion to all those around you. Allow your higher self, your soul consciousness, to make these decisions. These divine qualities of love, kindness, forgiveness, and compassion are the bottom line reality not only in the reincarnational work Lavetti and I have done, but it appears that these truths are all that really matter. Seeking to experience God's love and manifest it on earth as it is in heaven is literally the only game in town. As Meher Baba says, by loving, your whole being will be changed and your life will end in freedom. Now, the last few minutes of this tape, I would like to help you experience, through hypnosis, your higher self. With practice, you will become increasingly aware that you are pure spirit, a being of light, and that you are not simply a physical body and an electrochemical collection of nerve endings. You are not your body, although you do have a body to use. Now make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath, hold it, and close your eyes. Relax your eye muscles completely until they just won't work. When you're sure they're completely relaxed, test them to make sure they're relaxed, and they just won't work. Now take another deep breath, hold it, Let it out slowly, and let that same relaxation in your eye muscles go all the way through your body, all the way down to your toes. From this point on, allow all noises to increase your relaxation and your concentration on my voice. Now focus your consciousness in your toes. Notice that you have toes, and they're relaxed. But you are not your toes. Your feet now. Notice that you have feet, but you are not your feet. And your lower legs. You have lower legs, but you are not your lower legs. And your upper legs. You are not those either. As you relax more and more, increase your concentration on my voice. Notice you have hips. You are not your hips. Notice your stomach and your breathing. Notice your breathing going in and out. You are not your stomach, nor are you your breathing either. In your chest and back, you have a chest and you have a back, but that's not who you are either. And your neck, notice that you have a neck, but you are not your neck. And your shoulders and arms, you're aware that they're there. They're yours, but you are not your shoulders and arms. And your jaw, which is relaxed, you are not your jaw. Shift your consciousness to your tongue now. You're not your tongue. And all the muscles in your face, your nose, and your eyes. You're not those. Your thoughts. Notice your thoughts. You have thoughts, but you are not your thoughts either. Let's go even deeper. As I count slowly backwards from 100 down to 98, double your relaxation with each number. 100. Now double your relaxation. Let go. 99. Double again. Falling even deeper. 98. Double your relaxation one more time. Now let the numbers vanish. Let them disappear. Give me your full attention. Concentrate on my voice. It is now time to raise your vibrational rate with feelings of love and strong positive thought. You may do this by surrounding yourself with a beautiful, protective white light. This white light represents truth, forgiveness, your ideal concept of God and all that is good. Picture the white light now, starting to glow in your heart. Allow the white light to glow in your heart. Let it increase. Feel its warmth, purity. Allow it to extend and grow out of your heart so that it's almost a foot or so around your body, completely surrounding you in a cocoon of white, vibrant light. This white light is God's perfect presence. You may actually see it or feel it, but all you really need to do is imagine it to be there, and it will always be with you. You now have the protective white light around you, so that your subconscious mind is only open to suggestions that are helpful and beneficial to you. Bathe yourself in the white light. Notice that you are light. You are not your body, but a being of light. You are pure spirit. Beyond time, beyond space. A being of light. Beyond time, beyond space. See your light extending in all directions. Extend your light into infinity. You are pure light. Pure love. Pure compassion. Pure forgiveness. You are beyond the beyond, floating in beautiful, limitless space. Pure light. You are one with the universe. You are one with the universe. Remember this feeling. It is now time to prepare to return to normal waking consciousness. Release the protective white light. Let the white light fade. But keep with you its afterglow of kindness, love, and forgiveness as you return to waking consciousness. Before you come back completely, the next time you use hypnosis, it will work even better. Start returning now to your present personality, very much aware, feeling enriched by what you've just experienced. The next time you use hypnosis, it will work even better, faster and deeper. Faster and deeper. Now it's time to come back on the count of 3. 1, coming back now. 2, take a deep breath. Let all the power of the universe back in your system. And 3, wide awake and very much aware of everything that just happened. In summary, your thoughts are real, and they are your own self-building blocks. Look inside yourself at your early construction years. You can consciously take charge of your own construction by understanding that I can change. I can change. Everything I have to do is easy. Everything I have to do is easy. These are good programs. You are not simply your hands and feet or your stomach or head. Yes, you have these to use, but you are more than these. You are pure spirit, beyond time and space, who has selected this earthly experience for your own soul's evolution, for its purification. The world really is, like Shakespeare said, a stage, and we are merely players. Don't take the world so seriously, because it's not real. Create your own God-centered or positive-centered reality. I leave you with Mayor Baba's simple but powerful advice, which you can use as a program if you wish. Don't worry, be happy. Very simple. Think about it. Don't worry, be happy.